Okay, let's dive straight into this. Welcome to today's explainer, where we're going to completely flip the script on something you have probably struggled with your entire life. Seriously, if you've ever felt like your brain just, totally short circuits when you have to make a choice, well, you're in exactly the right place. Today, we're unpacking some fascinating source material that promises a massive paradigm shift. Our goal here is to reframe what society so quickly dismisses as mere indecision and instead reveal it for what it truly is, a strategic biological superpower. We're going to decode the gift of deep processing, and I promise you, by the end of this explainer, you're going to look at your own mind in a completely different way. So picture this. You're in the grocery store aisle. You just need peanut butter, right? Other people walk up, grab a jar, and move on. 5 seconds flat. But not you. You are paralyzed. Your mind is rapidly running this insanely complex mental simulation. You're looking at price points, ingredient lists. Oh no, does this one have palm oil? How is this one choice going to affect your overall health or your budget 3 months from now? It's just a sheer volume of thoughts, and it is overwhelming. It's exhausting, isn't it? You probably walk away from these everyday moments feeling completely drained, telling yourself you're just flaky or too sensitive or that you're fundamentally broken because you can't even make a simple, everyday decision without triggering a full-blown internal crisis. Well, take a breath, stop right there. That diagnosis you've been giving yourself all these years, it's completely wrong. You aren't broken, you aren't slow, and you absolutely aren't indecisive because of some deep-seated character flaw. What you are experiencing, what feels like this terrible glitch in your system, is actually an incredibly powerful, high-performance feature of your biology. You aren't freezing up at all. Your brain is actively, intensely computing. Now, what's really interesting about this slide is how science actually validates exactly what you've been feeling, and it attaches some real formal weight to it. Psychologists actually have a specific term for this phenomenon, deep semantic encoding. So this isn't a personality defect, it is a measurable, high-performance feature of human biology. See, when your brain encounters incoming information, like those endless rows of peanut butter, it doesn't just skim the surface. No, it dives straight into the deep end. It deeply processes, cross-references, and evaluates all that data on a really profound level. You are quite literally built to process the world with incredible depth. Think of the human brain kind of like a camera. Most people's brains record the world in standard definition. Let's call it the 720p brain. It's a perfectly good picture, it's highly efficient, and it gets the job done quickly without eating up too much processing memory. The 720p brain just sees the peanut butter jar. But your brain? Your brain is recording in spectacular, hyper-detailed 8K resolution. You don't just see the jar on the shelf. You're simultaneously processing the texture of the label, the subtle hum of the refrigerator unit behind you, the temperature of the aisle, and even the subtle mood of the person standing right next to you. It's the whole shebang, all coming in at once. Neuroscientists refer to this incredibly high resolution as a lack of a neurological filter, or low latent inhibition. For the standard 720p brain, that neurological filter kicks in and simply ignores about 90% of the background noise just to save energy. But your hardware treats almost everything as highly relevant data. Now, yeah, this lack of a filter is exactly why you experience sensory and decision overwhelm, but, and this is a real game changer here, it is also the exact reason why you notice the subtle patterns, the hidden connections, and the innovative solutions that everyone else just completely misses. So when you're faced with a choice, your brain automatically engages in what researchers call a pause-to-check strategy. While everyone else is just kind of blindly reacting to what's right in front of them, your mind is actually running through 3 distinct steps. First, you're unconsciously connecting this one moment to a vast library of past memories. Second, you're actively predicting various future outcomes based on those memories. And third, you're analyzing every single possible variable in your present environment. So your hesitation, it's not confusion. It's an unconscious high-level computation deliberately designed to ensure the absolute best possible outcome. Which brings us to a really fascinating question. If this 8K brain causes us to get stuck in grocery aisles and makes everyday modern life feel so exhausting and difficult, why on earth did evolution keep this trait around? I mean, biology is usually highly efficient, right? If a trait is just a burden, it gets filtered out over thousands of years. But deep semantic encoding survived. Why? To understand that, we actually have to look back at our evolutionary past. Imagine an ancient tribe made entirely of warriors. These are the fast-acting 720p majority. Now they're brave and quick, sure, but an entire tribe of only warriors would eventually die out. Why? Because they'd rashly rush into a dangerous storm or quickly eat poisonous food without noticing the subtle signs of danger. The tribe desperately needed a different kind of brain to survive. They needed the deep-thinking, highly observant royal advisor. Essentially, they needed you. Your ancestors were quite literally the vanguard of awareness for the entire community. Because your brain processed all that extra 8K data, you were the one who sensed the subtle barometric weather changes way before the storm hit. You were the one reading the micro-expressions and realizing a neighboring tribe was lying when the warriors were just ready to trust them blindly. What modern society so dismissively calls overthinking was actually a highly sophisticated early warning system that literally kept our ancestors alive. You were the radar that kept the whole tribe safe. The source material uses this fantastic metaphor to explain the friction you're feeling today. See, the problem isn't your brain, the problem is the environment. The modern world is built for dandelions, the adaptable folks who don't process things deeply and can therefore grow anywhere, even poking right through the cracks of a busy sidewalk. But you're an orchid. You're highly sensitive, complex, and beautiful, but you require a very specific environment to really thrive. Right now, you're basically a delicate orchid trying to survive on a concrete sidewalk built specifically for fast-growing dandelions. And that environmental mismatch, that is exactly why you feel so drained. In this loud, fast, hyper-stimulating modern environment, your high-resolution radar is constantly active. I mean, your engine is redlining just to stay in neutral. You're processing advertisements, digital notifications, social dynamics, and literally a million choices a day with hardware that was originally designed to deeply analyze nature and subtle tribal dynamics. Honestly, it's incredibly validating to finally understand that your daily exhaustion is completely justified by your biology. Section 1. The Pause Protocol, your shield for the modern world. Let's just take a grounding breath here, kind of slow things down for a second, and look at how you can actually build a shield for yourself. So the crucial point is this. Because you process data so deeply, you physically need more time than other people to make a choice. You simply cannot force an 8K render to happen on a 720p timeline. From today on, you need a new default answer to any request, invitation, or complex choice. And it goes like this. Let me check my capacity and get back to you. This specific phrase is your physical armor. You don't need to apologize or over-explain, you just deploy this sentence. It instantly removes the pressure and buys your logical brain the crucial time it needs to catch up with all that emotional and sensory data you just absorbed. It's really time to actively embrace your hardware. First things first, stop trying to install a tougher filter on your brain. You cannot change your biology, and honestly, more importantly, you shouldn't want to. Numbing yourself down just to match the speed of the dandelions is a massive disservice to your gifts. The world already has enough numbness and fast reactions. What the world desperately needs right now are the royal advisors, the people who can see the world in full, vibrant 8K. If this reframing has helped you understand your own mind a little better, the source material offers some really great next steps. They've put together a resource called the Polymath Field Guide, which is specifically designed to help you audit your deep interests and actually design a life that fits your 8K hardware. And hey, if you're someone who struggles with a feeling that you just want to quit things the second they get hard or overwhelming, you should definitely check out our explainer on the Neuroscience of the 15% Push. Both are just absolutely fantastic tools for leaning into your natural cognitive style. I want to leave you with this final, provocative thought. The next time you feel stuck in an aisle somewhere or caught in a moment of deep, exhausting analysis, take a breath and look up. Are you ready to stop apologizing for how your brain works? Because remember, your hesitation is not a bug in your system. It is irrefutable proof that you are running a high-performance engine that is fully, deeply, and unapologetically alive. Thanks for joining me for this explainer, and hey, keep exploring